If you tuned into the Late Show expecting just political jabs and monologue jokes, you probably weren't ready for the emotional gut punch that Stephen Colbert delivered. But honestly, are we ever ready? You know that feeling when the laughter stops? That specific, sudden silence that falls over a room when someone drops the mask and just speaks from the soul. That's exactly what happens when Stephen Colbert shifts gears. In a television landscape filled with polished sound bites and rehearsed PR stunts, Colbert has become something unexpected, our late-night chaplain, our consoler-in-chief. Today, we're talking about goodbyes and final messages, a theme that Colbert has mastered not through training, but through living. Whether it's a farewell to a beloved staff member, a tribute to a guest who has passed, or a monologue that touches on the fragility of our own timeline, Stephen has a way of looking into the camera and making us feel less alone in our endings. And today, we need to talk about why his message hits so hard. The comedy mask versus the human face. Let's be real for a second. We watch late-night TV to disconnect. We want the easy laugh. We want to see a celebrity play a silly game. But Stephen Colbert has always played a different game. There is a profound difference between a host who reads a teleprompter and a human being who speaks from the heart. When Colbert talks about final messages, he isn't acting. You can see it in his eyes. You can hear that tiny, almost imperceptible crack in his voice, the one he tries to clear away with a quick cough or a self-deprecating joke. But we see it, and we feel it. Today's emotional resonance isn't just about a specific goodbye, it's about the universal truth he taps into. Goodbyes are the price we pay for love. The gratitude philosophy that changed everything. If you follow Stephen closely, you know his history. You know he's no stranger to the kind of tragedy that would break most people. Losing his father and two brothers in a plane crash when he was just a boy created a break in the cable of his life. But instead of letting that define him with bitterness, he did something radical. He chose gratitude. There is a quote of his that circulates every time the internet needs a group hug, and it's relevant to every final message he delivers. He once told Anderson Cooper, "I love the thing that I most wish had not happened." Read that again. It's a mind-bending concept. How can you love the tragedy? How can you be grateful for the grief? Colbert's answer is the secret sauce to his emotional power. It's a gift to exist, and with existence comes suffering. There's no escaping that. When he says goodbye, whether it's to a season, a person, or a chapter of life, he isn't just saying it's over. He is saying, "I am grateful that it happened." He teaches us that the pain of the goodbye is actually proof of the joy of the hello. You wouldn't hurt this much if you hadn't loved this hard. Why final messages are so important right now. We are living in a time of constant noise. Our phones are buzzing, the news cycle is screaming, and we rarely get a moment to just sit with our feelings. We doom scroll past tragedies because if we stopped to feel them all, we'd never get out of bed. Then comes Colbert. He forces the pause, he looks at the camera, looks at us, and gives us permission to be sad. He validates the grief. He doesn't tell us to cheer up. He tells us that grief is a doorway to understanding others. He strips away the celebrity. In these moments, he's not the guy with the Emmy. He's just a dad, a husband, a son, a guy missing someone, just like you. He offers a final message of hope. This is the key. Colbert never leaves us in the dark. His final messages always pivot back to the light. He reminds us that while goodbyes are final, love is not. The viewer reaction, "I needed this." If you scroll through the comments on any of these emotional segments, you see the same phrase repeated over and over again. "I didn't know I needed to hear this today." It's relatable because it's raw. We are all carrying around unsent letters, final messages we wish we could say to someone we lost, or goodbyes we never got to deliver. Watching Stephen articulate his feelings helps us unlock our own. It's almost therapeutic. It's a collective exhale. When he talks about the goodbyes, he's reminding us to say the hellos while we still can. He's reminding us to make the phone call, to forgive the grudge, to hug a little tighter. Because if there is one thing Stephen Colbert knows, it's that the final message can come when you least expect it. The takeaway, how to channel your inner Colbert. So, what do we do with all this emotion? How do we take this high engagement, tear-jerking moment and turn it into something actionable in our own lives? Here is the Colbert method for handling the heavy stuff. Don't hide the cracks. It's okay to let your voice shake. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's connection. Find the gratitude in the grief. It's the hardest thing to do, but try to find one thing about the loss that you are grateful for, even if it's just the fact that you had something worth losing. Say it now. Don't wait for the final message. Make your current messages count. Text that friend. Call your mom. Tell your partner you appreciate them. A final thought. Stephen Colbert is a national treasure not because he's funny, though he is, but because he is human. In a robotic world, he dares to be messy and emotional. Today's focus on goodbyes and final messages isn't about being morbid. It's about being alive. It's about recognizing that every ending is just a frame around a beautiful picture. So, thank you, Stephen. Thank you for the laughs, but mostly, thank you for the tears. Thank you for showing us that it's okay to be broken as long as we keep putting the pieces back together with love. Now, I want to hear from you. We've all had those moments where a TV show or a celebrity said exactly what we needed to hear during a tough time. What is the one final message or goodbye you wish you could say to someone right now? Has a Stephen Colbert moment ever helped you through a rough patch? Let's keep this conversation going in the comments. Let's support each other. Because like Stephen says, if we're here, we might as well be here together.